Now, let's hear from John in Birmingham, why don't we? Go ahead, John.
Hello, George.
Hi, son.
Listen, let me just say something. I quite like your idea, George. I think you're solid, like. I might not agree with everything you say, but I think you're all right, man.
Thank you.
On a lot of points...
I can feel a butt coming in here, John.
Oh, all day, George. All day. George, there are points, you know, where people don't have to be racist to see what other people get. If I just can say, my brother had a stroke, and when he went to the hospital and they let him out and the family cared for him and all that kind of stuff, he can't get a flat of Birmingham City Council because he doesn't qualify for the points procedure. Now, the whole point of all I thought of a points procedure is that you qualify if you've got somewhere to wash, somewhere to go to the toilet, somewhere to dress yourself. But it is annoying, George, when you do know of what we'd say immigrant families. And
but what do you mean by immigrant families, John? Do you mean black families?
No, George.
Well, how do you know they're immigrants?
Well, let's put it this way, George.
How do you know they're immigrants? Did you see them arrive off the boat?
Well, you are being a bit pedantic.
No. You see, that's the point, John. You conflate the issues of race and immigration, and you call it pedantry on my part to differentiate between the two. You see, you have no way of knowing why somebody got a house. You have no way of knowing what points they got. You've no idea why they got those points. And you've got no idea that they were immigrants, John. You just know that they're black.
George, we're not talking... Who turned it into a race thing? Why do people turn it into... Do you know, my parents, right? One is from Donegal in Ireland, who's sadly dead, my mother. And my father comes from Motherwell in Glasgow.
So you're an immigrant too?
Well, I'm a mongrel, really, aren't I?
Yeah, like me, and it's the best thing to be, John.
But George, you not think one of the biggest problems with people is they want to identify themselves from somewhere where they're not.
But John, don't you?
If you're from Africa, you're African. If you're from America, you're American. If your ancestry is from Africa, why do people say, I'm Afro-American? What do I call myself then? A mongrel from Norway?
Well, let me tell you, John. Let me tell you something Let me tell you something. I want you, John. I want you to reflect on this. When your mother, God rest her soul, arrived from Donegal, she would have been faced with signs in the windows: no dogs, no blacks, no Irish.
Well, hang on, George. George, wait a minute. I mean, God rest her soul, she's dead now. Now, she came over and she was, and a lot of them became nurses or home helps. But I've got to say, now, this is the lady who's dead now. She said she never really encountered it. And she didn't, Gillett Road is Smethwick in Birmingham, Cape Hill. And she said that she never really encountered racism that bad.
Okay, John, let's hear from other children of Irish immigrants, if that was the experience that they had. It certainly was not the experience that Irish people arriving in Scotland had, or in Liverpool.